The Philippines, a land of breathtaking beauty, also harbors ancient secrets. Myths and legends have been passed down through generations. These tales speak of mythical creatures and supernatural beings. One such legend, whispered in hushed tones, is that of the Aswang. This terrifying creature has haunted the Filipino psyche for centuries. Imagine, if you will, a creature that can change its form at will. Its hunger is insatiable, driven by a lust for human flesh and blood. This is the Aswang, a shape-shifting entity that embodies the darkest fears of the Filipino people. Its legend has spread far and wide, woven into the fabric of Filipino culture. The legend of the Aswang is a tapestry woven from countless threads of fear and superstition. Its origins can be traced back to pre-colonial times, long before the arrival of the Spanish. Back then, the islands were a place of mystery where spirits and deities roamed freely. As stories were passed down through generations, the Aswang began to take shape. It became a manifestation of primal fears, a symbol of the unknown dangers lurking in the shadows. Each region added its own unique flavor to the legend, shaping the Aswang into a creature that reflected their specific anxieties. At its core, the Aswang legend is a story about the battle between good and evil, light and darkness. It is a cautionary tale, reminding people of the dangers that lurk in the shadows, both real and imagined. But it is also a testament to the power of belief. The Aswang is more than just a monster, it is a reflection of Filipino society itself. Its shape-shifting abilities speak to the adaptability and resilience of the Filipino people. Its hunger for human flesh can be seen as a metaphor for greed, envy, and the darker impulses that reside within us all. Long before the Spanish set foot on Philippine shores, the legend of the Aswang was already deeply rooted in the archipelago's folklore. The origins of the Aswang are shrouded in the mists of time, with its roots likely buried in pre-colonial animistic beliefs. These early Filipinos lived in a world where spirits and deities inhabited the natural world, both benevolent and malevolent. The Aswang, in its earliest incarnations, may have been a way to explain the unexplainable. Unexplained illnesses, sudden deaths, miscarriages, these could all be attributed to the unseen hand of the Aswang. Fear, as it often does, filled the gaps in understanding, giving birth to tales of a monstrous being that preyed on the living. The arrival of the Spanish in the 16th century marked a turning point in the evolution of the Aswang legend. With them, the Spanish brought Catholicism and a fervent desire to convert the indigenous population. The existing belief system of the Filipinos, rich in spirits and deities, was seen as a threat to the spread of Christianity. The Spanish friars, in their efforts to dismantle the old ways, demonized many aspects of indigenous Filipino beliefs. The Aswang, already a figure of fear, became a powerful tool for conversion. It was painted as a demonic entity, a servant of the devil, its existence inextricably linked to pagan rituals and beliefs. Beyond its religious significance, the Aswang legend also took on a social dimension during the Spanish colonial period. In a society grappling with the imposition of new social norms and hierarchies, the Aswang became a powerful tool for control and the enforcement of order. The fear of the Aswang could be used to discourage behaviors deemed undesirable by those in power. Staying out late at night, venturing alone into the forests, challenging authority, these actions could be linked to the Aswang, reinforcing a climate of obedience and conformity. In the Visayas region, a tapestry of islands woven with emerald seas and ancient tales, the Aswang takes on its most primal form. Here it is not a witch or a ghoul, but a creature of pure, insatiable hunger, driven by a thirst for the lifeblood that pulses within human veins. The Visayan Aswang is often described as a gaunt, almost skeletal figure, its skin stretched taut over jutting bones. Its eyes gleam with an unnatural intensity, burning like hot coals in the darkness. But it is the Aswang's tongue that inspires the most dread, long, thin and hollow. It darts out with terrifying speed, seeking the soft flesh of its victims. Journey north to the island of Luzon, the heartland of the Philippines. And you will encounter a different kind of Aswang. One that preys not just on the living, but on the promise of life itself. Here, the Aswang is most often associated with pregnant women and the unborn children they carry. This fearsome entity is said to possess a monstrous appetite for unborn babies, its hunger driving it to commit unspeakable acts. It is often depicted as a grotesque, monstrous figure, its features twisted and distorted by an unholy craving. Some say it emits a foul, sickening odor, a stench of decay that heralds its approach. Venture further south to the island of Mindanao, a land of rugged beauty and ancient traditions, and you will encounter yet another facet of the Aswang legend. Here, the creature's shape-shifting abilities are brought to the forefront, its true form shrouded in mystery and terror. The Mindanao Aswang is a master of disguise, able to transform itself into a variety of animals. It might appear as a harmless dog, a stray cat, or even a bird perched on a windowsill. But beneath this unassuming facade lies a creature of cunning and malice, its eyes betraying its true nature. Central to the Aswang's reign of terror is its mastery of disguise. The ability to shapeshift allows this malevolent entity to move undetected amongst its unsuspecting prey, its true nature concealed beneath a veil of normalcy. This is no mere illusion, but a complete transformation, a horrifying mockery of the natural world. Imagine, if you will, a stray dog, its coat as black as night, its eyes glowing with an unnatural intensity. It wanders through the village, sniffing at doorways, its tail wagging slightly. To the casual observer, it is nothing more than a lost animal. But to those who know the legends, it is a harbinger of doom. The Aswang in its most common disguise. Under the cover of darkness, stalking the prey. As the sun dips below the horizon and darkness descends upon the land, the Aswang stirs from its slumber, its hunger awakened. The night is its domain, a time when shadows dance and fear takes hold. Under the cover of darkness, it stalks its prey, its senses heightened, its intentions malevolent. Guided by an uncanny instinct, the Aswang is drawn to the scent of human life. Some say it can smell fear, that its senses are heightened by the terror that grips its victims. It moves silently through the night, its footsteps muffled by the darkness, its presence betrayed only by a fleeting glimpse of glowing eyes or the rustle of wings. A feast of terror, methods of attack. The Aswang's methods of attack are as varied and gruesome as the creature's many forms. It is a predator that revels in the terror it inflicts, its hunger driven by a primal urge that knows no satiation. The very thought of its touch sends shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls. In its most monstrous form, the Aswang is said to attack with razor-sharp claws and teeth, tearing into its victims with savage ferocity. The stench of decay often precedes its arrival, a sickening odor that heralds the approach of death. Those who have witnessed such attacks speak of a bloodlust so intense, so primal, that it seems to defy all reason. Living in the shadow of fear, the Aswang's grip on daily life. The Aswang's presence in Filipino folklore is not confined to whispered tales told in hushed tones. Its influence seeps into the very fabric of daily life, particularly in rural communities where the line between myth and reality can blur with the setting sun. Here, the fear of the Aswang is not just a story, but a lived experience that shapes behaviors and decisions. As darkness falls, a palpable tension descends upon these communities. Doors are bolted, windows shuttered, the outside world transformed into a place of unseen menace. Children are ushered indoors, warned to stay close, their laughter silenced by the fear that it might attract unwanted attention. The familiar sounds of the night, the chirping of crickets, the rustling of leaves take on a sinister quality, interpreted as potential signs of the Aswang's approach. Safeguarding the home, rituals and remedies against the unknown. Faced with the terrifying prospect of the Aswang's predations, Filipino communities have developed, a complex tapestry of rituals and remedies passed down through generations. designed to ward off evil and protect the vulnerable. These practices, deeply ingrained in tradition and belief, offer a sense of agency in the face of the unknown, a way to exert some control over the forces of darkness. Garlic, with its pungent aroma, is believed to be particularly potent against the Aswang. Strands of garlic are hung over doorways, placed beneath pillows, and even worn on the person as a form of living amulet. Salt, another readily available substance, is sprinkled around the perimeter of homes, creating a barrier that the Aswang is said to be unable to cross. Its purifying properties are believed to repel evil, offering a layer of protection against the creature's malevolent intentions. While the Aswang is undoubtedly a terrifying figure in Filipino folklore, its significance extends far beyond mere superstition. This shape-shifting predator, with its insatiable hunger and penchant for preying on the vulnerable, can be seen as a powerful metaphor for the anxieties and societal tensions that have plagued the Philippines throughout its history. The Aswang's shape-shifting abilities, for example, speak to a deep-seated fear of the unknown, the other, the outsider. In a society that has experienced waves of colonization, foreign influence, and internal conflict, the ability to distinguish friend from foe, to trust in appearances, has been repeatedly challenged. The Aswang embodies this uncertainty, its ever-changing form a reflection of the shifting sands of identity and allegiance. In an age illuminated by the cold glow of smartphones and the constant hum of the internet, one might expect ancient legends to fade into obscurity. Yet the Aswang, that chilling embodiment of primal fear, stubbornly refuses to relinquish its grip on the Filipino imagination. Even today, whispers of the Aswang persist, carried on the winds of rumor and fueled by anecdotal accounts that defy rational explanation. From the remote barrios of the countryside to the crowded streets of Manila, stories of the Aswang continue to surface, passed from neighbor to neighbor, their details embellished with each retelling. A farmer swears he saw a monstrous figure with glowing red eyes lurking near his livestock. A young mother claims to have heard the flapping of wings outside her window, the sound chilling her to the bone. A group of friends returning home late at night report seeing a stray dog transform into a grotesque humanoid figure before their very eyes. The Aswang, with its terrifying visage and captivating mythology, has proven to be fertile ground for Filipino filmmakers and storytellers seeking to tap into the primal fears that reside within us all. From low-budget horror flicks to critically acclaimed art house cinema, the Aswang has become a staple of Philippine cinema. Its image gracing movie posters and DVD covers, its legend inspiring countless adaptations and reinterpretations. These films often explore the darker aspects of Filipino society, using the Aswang as a lens through which to examine themes of poverty, superstition, and the clash between tradition and modernity. The Aswang might represent the corrupting influence of power, the dangers of unchecked greed, or the consequences of straying from the righteous path. In the hands of skilled filmmakers, the Aswang becomes more than just a monster. It becomes a symbol, a reflection of the anxieties and fears that haunt the Filipino psyche. The Aswang, a creature born from the mists of time and nurtured by generations of fear, continues to cast a long shadow over the Philippines. Its legend, woven from ancient beliefs, colonial influences, and the very fabric of Filipino society, remains as potent and enduring as ever. From whispered tales told in hushed tones to its modern-day resurrection in film and popular media, the Aswang refuses to be relegated to the dusty annals of folklore. While skeptics may dismiss the Aswang as nothing more than a figment of overactive imaginations, its persistence speaks to something deeper, something primal within the human psyche. The Aswang embodies our deepest fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of the darkness, the fear of the predator that lurks just beyond the campfire's light.
Thanks for watching Spectral Archives. Like, share, and subscribe for more legendary tales.